The first text left on read. The odd hour they came home. That new friend they mentioned just a little too often. At first, it's just a whisper in your mind, a quiet question mark hanging in the air between you. But left unchecked, that whisper grows into a roar, drowning out reason and rewriting your shared history in ink of suspicion. Neuroscience reveals this isn't just emotional, it's biological. When suspicion takes root, your brain undergoes physical changes. The amygdala, your threat detection center, swells with activity while the prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thought, goes dim. MRI studies from Stanford University show chronic doubt literally shrinks the hippocampus, memory center, by 12 to 15% in anxious partners. You're not just feeling paranoid, your neural architecture is being physically reshaped for suspicion. Want a happier, healthier family life? Hit subscribe now for science-backed secrets to better love, parenting, and self-care, delivered straight to your heart. Also tell me in comments that from where you are watching my video. Now let's start. Here is the devastating case of Mark and Sarah. Mark, a 34-year-old accountant, began questioning his wife Sarah after noticing she'd started wearing makeup to work. His suspicions grew despite her explanations, client meetings, and even after seeing her work calendar. A 2021 UCLA study explains this phenomenon. Once suspicion activates, the brain releases cortisol that impairs logical processing. Mark installed tracking software, only to discover Sarah was exactly where she said. Instead of relief, he felt shame, and Sarah, upon discovering the surveillance, filed for divorce. Their story mirrors findings in the Journal of Marital Therapy. 63% of relationships where one partner installed spyware ended within a year, even when no betrayal was found. The irony cuts deep. The more you surveil, checking phones, demanding timelines, analyzing tones, the less you actually see. Psychologists call this confirmation bias blindness. Your hypervigilant mind filters out all evidence of trustworthiness, magnifying only what fits your narrative of betrayal. That guilty pause before answering? Probably just them searching for their keys. The suspicious late-night phone call? Their mom had a health scare they didn't want to worry you about. The 72-hour rule, per Cornell University research, when suspicion strikes, wait 72 hours before confronting. This allows cortisol levels to drop by 68%, enabling rational discussion. 2. Shared digital transparency. Rather than secret checks, couples like James and Lee set weekly phone dates to openly review messages together. This reduced Lee's anxiety attacks by 80% in 3 months. 3. Doubt journaling. Harvard researchers found writing down suspicions with 2 alternate explanations decreased false accusations by 76%. Example. Suspicion, they're texting someone secretly. Alternate 1, planning a surprise for me. Alternate 2, helping a friend in crisis. Relationships crumble under this weight not from any single act of betrayal, but from death by 1,000 doubts. Gottman Institute research shows it takes 5 positive interactions to counteract just 1 negative suspicion episode. Every accusatory, "Where were you really?" plants landmines in your emotional connection. Eventually, even innocent actions trigger explosions. Those with anxious attachment styles experience suspicion as a form of protest behavior, a desperate attempt to maintain connection that ironically pushes partners away. Meanwhile, avoidant types often misinterpret normal relationship doubts as proof they should leave. It's a cruel dance where both partners' survival strategies become self-fulfilling prophecies. Here is the case study of Elena's breakthrough. Elena, who had anxious attachment, demanded her partner share his location 24/7. Therapist Dr. Chen had them practice trust intervals. Week 1, check location once daily. Week 2, check every other day. Week 3, check only before dates. Within 2 months, Elena's anxiety decreased by 60% without any betrayals occurring. But healing is possible. The same neuroplasticity that wires brains for suspicion can rewire them for trust. Techniques like conscious questioning help intercept doubtful thoughts before they take hold. Is this fear based on evidence or emotion? What's the most generous interpretation of their behavior? The radical transparency experiment. Couples who practice voluntary transparency, like David and Priya who shared all passwords before being asked, saw 89% faster conflict resolution, Journal of Couples Therapy. 3x higher relationship satisfaction after 6 months. The path back requires courage, not just to trust your partner, but to trust yourself. To sit with the discomfort of uncertainty without acting on it. To recognize that seeking absolute certainty in love is like demanding a flame without heat. Not all doubts are irrational. University of Texas research identifies these true red flags. Unexplained expenses over $200. Secret second phones. Password changes after years of sharing. Defensive reactions to simple questions. Ultimately, suspicion reveals more about our own wounds than our partner's actions. That voice whispering, "They'll hurt you," usually belongs to past betrayals, not present reality. As therapist Esther Pearl notes, trust isn't the absence of doubt, but the ability to bear its uncertainty. The healthiest relationships aren't those without storms, but those whose love is deep enough to withstand them.